One of the 5 greatest investors of all time, Warren Buffett, had 4 basic rules for investing in a good company, and we're going to test that today against SpaceX. With its IPO coming up, we're going to be talking about its moat, its leadership, its profitability, its price. Let's go. So first on the list is a moat, and a business moat is, can anybody quickly duplicate what you're doing? It's basically the reason you want to have a patent on your ideas, because somebody else could come along, copy, paste, and have more ads than you and scale your business faster than you can. So do you have a moat? Do you have something that nobody else could duplicate easily? I feel like I'm going to keep saying Tesla a lot. 100% SpaceX has that moat. Can you name any other company that's blasting rockets off into space and then landing them back on a dime somewhere else on Earth and then reusing those rockets to do the same thing over and over again? And here's the beauty of that business model. Just ask yourself some simple questions. Is AI going to get more or less prevalent in the future? Does AI take up a lot of space using data centers? And again, with the data centers, do they utilize a lot of resources? Water to cool down the parts and electricity to actually use the center. Now, what if there's a location for these data centers where you virtually use no water because you don't have to cool anything down and you don't have to rely on electricity because it's all solar powered? The answer is space. Put the AI data centers, why did I say it like that? SpaceX's idea is to send these data centers into space. And with AI becoming more prevalent, more and more businesses are going to ask Elon to put their data centers into space as well. So Elon can basically say, hey, we need to do maintenance that's going to be $1 billion. You want a new data center in space? That'll be $10 billion. And there's really nothing they can do about it except cough up the money, because it's not like you can go to Blue Origin or you can go to another company and say, hey, can you do this for me for cheaper? This is the only company that's going to have the track record of doing this flawlessly. So, does SpaceX have a moat? Yes. Next is the leadership. Who is smarter than Elon? How many times have people bet against Elon, whether it's he can't do this idea or I'm going to short Tesla and I'm going to short SpaceX, which will happen in the future, and they've failed. Every time you bet against Elon, you lose. The way he's compensated is he doesn't get a paycheck unless he delivers on specific milestones with his companies. So he literally has to succeed or he does not get paid. It's not a scenario where it's like, I think I can do this, and if I fail, I still get my paycheck like everybody else. No, if he doesn't deliver, he doesn't get his money. So leadership, check. Now, there is some sad news that I have to deliver with this IPO, but I'm going to save that to the end because I want to keep going with the positivity. Rule 3 is, where is the money going? SpaceX just dropped their S1 filing, which is basically the instruction manual on should you be investing in this company or not. So I have some numbers for you. If you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to read an S1 filing, I'm right there with you. I just Googled this stuff and asked AI to help me out with it. So revenue is money being brought in, and then net income is where we know if the company is actually profitable. So looking at all these parentheses, we see that SpaceX has not been profitable except for 2023. And that's pretty typical if you have a new business that's just starting out. They're doing a lot of research and development, they're building things, they're laying down infrastructure to create a beautiful big business that's going to blow up Shoei even more in the future. So looking at the numbers right now shouldn't scare you if you're thinking of long-term investing. If you're a trader or a gambler, then you might be more hesitant to not get into this. And then you've got these other set of numbers that pertain to the business. I'm going to break this down in terms of Ichiraku Ramen Shop from Naruto, because I love investing, and the only thing I might love more than investing is anime, besides my family and God, of course. So if you don't watch Naruto, this might not make a lot of sense, but here we go. If we're looking at net cash, that is inflows and outflows of money. So inflows would be Naruto and Choji holding it down, bringing in money because they're buying up so much ramen. Outflows are going to be things like buying the pork, buying the noodles, buying the things that create the ramen bowls that I am then serving to my customers. And then we move on to investing activities. Think about when pain came in and did this.
This world shall know pain. Almighty push.
the ramen shop has to rebuild. So it's investing in a new business, it's investing in new stoves, new cookware, blah, blah, blah. And finally, financing activities. Now, because we see that there's no parentheses, we might think, oh, this is good, but this is actually debt. So think about Ichiraku. So let's say they didn't have enough money to get a new ramen shop. So they're looking to outside investors. Maybe they tap into Kakazu for a loan. So if parentheses were around these numbers, that means they're actually paying back debt that they accrued, or they're giving dividends to shareholders, or they're doing stock buybacks. And then finally, we see a bunch of CapEx growing over the years. That's them expanding their business. It's going to take a lot of money to lay the foundation, the pipes, if you will, for what they're ultimately trying to do. They're essentially going to be in charge of putting everyone's data centers into space. So they have a lot of groundwork to do. So capital expenditures increasing over the years makes complete sense. Now, rule 4 is this a good price? If you're getting in at 10,000 per share, but you feel that it's gonna continue to increase and still give you a 10x because you're an investor, then the price really doesn't mean much to you, like I said earlier. But lucky for us, they're planning to have a stock split around the time of the IPO, so we should be getting in at a pretty decent price. Now, they did state in the S1 filing that they're going to be people who are eligible to be selling stocks, but they're doing it in a lockstep pattern. So as soon as it IPOs, there's going to be a certain percentage who can sell off their shares. And SpaceX employees will likely do this, because if you think about if they got in on the ground floor and they're sitting on 10,000 shares of SpaceX already, and this thing is already worth $500, they could be sitting on $5 million, $10 million, but it's unrealized gains. So as soon as it hits the market, they actually want to capitalize and save some of that money for a rainy day, because they might be thinking, well, I'm not going to be working at SpaceX my entire life, so I better get in while the getting is good. So we're not immune to the price dropping, and Elon is not allowed to sell any of his shares. Ron Barron has already stated that he's not selling any of his shares, so that should give you some confidence moving forward. Now, folks, this isn't rocket science. If you're thinking AI is going to be the future, if you think space exploration is going to be the future, if you think Elon Musk has the mindset to achieve his wildest dreams, then we all know what we're going to be doing June 12th. I'm thinking about people who are potentially selling and dropping the price down rapidly. I want to buy at least one share. If I get one share in every single one of my accounts, including my kids, I'm going to be happy. And then I might slow walk it and buy 5 per day. I don't know. I don't want to be in a situation where we get in at 200 and then it blows up to 1,000 the next day and I'm just sitting on the sidelines watching everybody else have fun. But let me know in the comments, what are you gonna do when it comes June 12th? Are you in, are you out, or are you just gonna watch? I almost forgot to mention, this IPO is not going to be available for everybody. This is the list of approved brokers who are participating in the IPO. Unfortunately, Vanguard is not on the list. So I'm transferring money from Vanguard accounts over to Schwab so I can participate in this particular IPO. It may take X amount of business days before brokers not on this list are participating in the trading of this particular company. And for my international family out there, check out Interactive Brokers and also Schwab's international accounts so that you can participate in investing in some of our US companies. Share this with somebody who likes to invest and is on the sidelines about whether to get into SpaceX so we can spread the word out. Please also remember, we have the course for beginning investors. This will fast track your education on investing for the first time. And if you're hesitant to pay the $10, I've got the free preview for you, so you're going to know exactly what you're going to be getting. And don't forget, we have a few people who are eligible for the giveaway that happens each month, but nobody has commented correctly based off of slide 42 in the mini guide. Once you do that, you have access to the $25 giveaway that happens every single month until funds run out, and funds aren't running out anytime soon. And because nobody has claimed the funds yet, the bounty is up to $100. So as soon as you buy it for a cup of 2 coffees, if you're the only one commenting correctly, you're gonna get access to the 100. You just basically almost 10x'd your money. I mean, some people may be thinking it's too good to be true, but call my bluff. See if I'm a man of my word. And until the next one, remember to smile because you are beautiful. Peace.